Hey guys, Samuel7 here, and welcome to Moto 2 of Minneapolis. Should be an exciting one here. Slaunch does not have an overall yet. does not have an overall yet, so it's going to be interesting to see if one of them can take that overall. Here we go through the gate order. A little bit different than last Moto, actually, because last Moto, if I recall correctly, a lot of drivers funneling into the left gate. This time, it's the other way around, so a little bit different. So there you go. There's the gate. Going to get that gate dropped in just a few seconds here. Who's going to take the win? Who's going to take the overall here at Minneapolis? No idea. It's going to be a fun race to watch, though. And gate's down. Here we go. Green flag. Looks like it's going to be between Rebel and Luke for the whole shot. And Luke just barely gets the whole shot yet again, so that's both whole shots for each moto. And Rebel with a crucial start, though, in second, just right there with him. That's huge for Rebel because he had a really bad first moto, so now he's in a better position, although he could have battled with Luke a little bit there, but he made a mistake. However, still holds on to second place, so not that bad. Look at this 3 wide action down the whoops. That is super dangerous, but those drivers are making it work at the moment. We got 2 wides all over the place down the back stretch. And Fireball's in the middle of that. Slaunch had to slow up. A lot of drivers not expecting it. All kinds of cheese going down over the triple. And it looks like we're going to settle... Oh, almost a big mistake right there. Looks like we're going to settle into Luke first, Rebel second, third, Slaunch fourth. I think Fireball is in the mix there as well. In sixth, I believe. So it looks like and Slaunch have recovered after quite a cheesy start. Well, I mean, it looked like had a decent getaway regardless, but Slaunch was definitely like buried way deep in that pack, and he was actually able to get... Oh, he tried to get right there in the whoops. He had a huge run, but lost it on exit, wasn't able to get the turn. That was crazy. Slaunch had a freaking fast run through the whoops right there. That was weird. That was one of the keys to the race in the heats and semi video, was about getting those good runs through the whoops, and I'm honestly not sure what causes them, but sometimes it feels like some people just get blazing fast runs out of nowhere, and they can make up a ton of time through there, like 1 to 2 seconds of time through the whoops. I think that's Fireball and Detail battling there for top 5 position. We basically have a bunch of, well, a 2-wide battle for each position until Rebel makes a mistake through the split sections. That's going to cost him quite a bit. Looks like Fireball also making a mistake through the split section. And yeah, this race is going pretty well so far. It looks like we just have assorted battles all throughout the pack. Although Rebel's fallen off a little bit, and Luke's starting to get a bit of a gap, and now it's going to be between Rebel, and Slaunch. It's a really fast pack of 3 drivers right there. What's going to happen? Oh, Slaunch tried to make a move on the inside of but gets into him and then gets into the rocks. That is horrible. How's he going to recover? Not very well. On top of the fact that happened, he also... I don't know if he made a mistake, but something definitely went wrong there trying to do the single double and the triple, and he just completely came up short on the double. And now he's lost several positions. Now he's back here behind Fireball. He's outside the top 5. Slaunch definitely does not have the overall right now. So, I'm trying to make a move on Rebel. Oh, Rebel just barely lands it. Although is able to make the pass. That was really close. I think showed his rear a little bit there to try to, like, I don't know, slow Rebel a little bit, and Rebel definitely did not land that triple very well. Oh, goes down, very similar to Fireball in that berm. So it doesn't really matter. He makes a huge mistake right after, and Rebel's going to get a huge gap off that. And Slaunch still has to battle his way through some fast drivers. He has to pass Fireball and... Oh, that's not... Yeah, I could tell that wasn't good. He followed Fireball right into the triple and got hit with the lag bubble cheese. That was not going to end well. But he's still got to pass Fireball and Detail. Both pretty fast drivers. Both top 2 drivers in points, I believe. So not easy passes to make here for Slaunch to get up there in that podium position, or even the top 5 position. Yeah, this is unfortunate for Slaunch. He does not have an overall yet this season. I believe he just scored his first moto victory. I'm not sure, not 100% sure on that. Yes, I do believe that was his first moto victory of the season. So that's crazy. It took a while for Slaunch, but he was finally able to do it. A bit late in the season for him to get on that moto win train, as opposed to last season where he was right there in the second race. And now he's fighting for that overall. Still hasn't been able to get it. Speaking of which, Ump has not, despite how good of a season Ump has had, he has not gotten an overall yet either. Some other drivers in here. I believe Detail won the first round, so he's got that overall under his belt. Rebel got that overall with the sweep at Carpinteria. Fireball, the points leader, is actually the most notable one out of all of the people without an overall in this field, actually, because he is the points leader and he does not have an overall yet, although he did get his first Moto win, so there's that. Definitely going to be looking out for some of these drivers to get their first overall win in the coming weeks, because I think all of them are guaranteed to get an overall at some point. It's just a question of when and where it happens. Not really a question of if. I'm pretty sure they all will. Going into the triple here. Oh no! What? This looks exactly like last season. I don't know if you guys remember that, but Fireball Goomba stomps Ump to pass him. That's insane. I don't know if you guys remember the Goomba stomp from last season. I don't exactly remember who it was with, but I remember vividly what happened. I think possibly it was Decoy and another driver. I'm not sure who the other one was, but just pulled off a crazy Goomba stomp, and after that, it was able to make the pass after wrecking. That was cleaner, though. Fireball cleanly landed the Goomba stomp and then made the pass. That was very impressive right there. That's honestly insane that we've had Goomba stomps at both Minneapolis races twice in a row. Is Rebel gonna get past here? Oh no! Okay, Rebel holds on to it. That was so close. Fireball getting really aggressive, trying to make a move on Rebel for podium. That could have been a huge move out of Fireball, but he was not able to complete it. And Ump also tried to sneak in, but also was not able to complete the pass, and Rebel now has opened up an even larger gap after they made some mistakes going into the rhythm from how intense that triple was. That was a really big moment in the race for all those drivers, especially Rebel. The fact that he was able to hold on to his second place was huge right there. So Luke's still in the lead, Rebel's still in second, and that gap between Luke and Rebel honestly isn't that huge. But I don't think Rebel's gaining too much on him. I think they're staying about the same. Whereas these drivers in this pack seem to be gaining on all of them rapidly, especially Fireball and Ump. Oh no, Fireball. He's got to recover off that. Is he going to be able to? Yes, he does. Okay, that could have been catastrophic there for Fireball, but he was able to recover. Oh! And the two-wheel action, Fireball just getting... He's honestly the most exciting person to watch in this moto. There's so much cheese just surrounding everything that he's done so far. And it's been really fun to watch. Oh, watch out for Talking King. Watch out for Talking King. Okay, he's off the track. Well, I guess that works. Oh, no. Could there be another Goomba? No. But could there be some passes? Yes, it looks like Ump trying to work his way around Fireball. And Detail sneaks in on the inside. Where'd he come from? But here comes Ump back around through the whoops. And, oh, no. Ump and Fireball and Detail, they all go down. And there comes Slaunch. Where did he come from? Out of nowhere. Comes in and takes a triple pass as they all three screwed up going into that section. Fireball got bit the worst. Ump recovered decently and Detail not too far behind him, but holy crap, where did Slaunch come from? That could be the move of the race for the overall. Slaunch now in podium position. That absolutely could be the move of the race for the overall right there, except it's not, because Luke has a 3-1 finish right now with a heat win. Slaunch would have a 1-3 finish with the heat win. Oh, nobody goes down. Screw that discussion. It doesn't even matter now. Slaunch goes down. Oh, and he gets into Fireball off the recovery. And it looks like he's able to stay in front of him, but no, Fireball's actually going to fight back. He's going to fight back on Slaunch. Down the backstretch, is he going to be able to do anything here? Fireball's historically not very fast in this section, but he's able to hold off Slaunch a little bit. There goes Slaunch on the outside, gaining only 2 minutes left in this moto. Not very much time for Slaunch. That triple pass is exactly what he needed to fight his way to the overall, but that wreck on the triple's not what he needed, and now he's going down again. This is probably it. I cry every time. This is probably it for Slaunch and his hopes of an overall. Now in 6th place with 2 minutes to go. He might be able to make up top 5 by the end of this race, but the overall is probably out of his sights by now. Very unfortunate, especially after that exciting triple pass. That honestly could have been move of the race, move of the season, if he would have ended up keeping it consistent after that. So now it looks like Luke still in a healthy lead after that start, hasn't really looked back, and Rebel also in second had a good start, hasn't really looked back. He's had some adversity, had some close battles, but he's still able to hold on to that second place position. But Ump is not that far off, and we remember with that same gap last moto, Ump was able to make up the ground on Luke very rapidly, so we could see the same thing happen with Rebel. But will it? Let's find out. I'm not exactly sure yet. Detail in 4th and Fireball in 5th. That would be a little bit of a points gain, or at least making up the points a little bit for Detail, since he's trying to catch up to Fireball. So any finish ahead of Fireball is good for Detail. He really needs all the points he can get to take that points lead away from him. And here we look at Slaunch approaching Talking King and gets slowed a little bit by him. Yeah, that's just unfortunate. I mean, that's just putting salt into the wound at that point. Feel really bad for him, honestly, getting slowed up by Talking King at that point. It's like you don't really need that after everything that you already experienced. So what's happened? It looks like Ump already has gotten by Rebel for 2nd place. What happened there? Let's go to the instant replay. Oh no! Rebel does not turn hard enough, and the newly added barrier plays a role into the race. That is unfortunate. That is as hard as it could have stopped you. Really sucks for Rebel right there. Now he's going to have to try to fight back to see if he can get this 2nd place position back from Ump, and Ump screws up on the inside. Could this be it? Rebel's going to opt for the berm. He cuts it short a little bit, probably trying to get that speed. Decent run. Oh, really loose into the whoops. Could he do a crossover back? No, not able to. Wow. Still an exciting battle, though. Rebel's definitely still in striking distance. I think he's going to... Oh, no. Cases that a little bit. Okay, gains a little bit of ground back. I think he's definitely going to have to go for the risky line here. If he wants to do it, risk it for the biscuits. He does, and he lands it right on Ump. 2 laps to go. But Rebel, I don't know if he shook from what happened last lap, but he doesn't take the short line that way that time around, and he's going to lose a lot of time off that. I don't know if he's going to be able to beat Ump without taking that line. And to be honest, I mean, can you blame him after getting wrecked that hard? I don't know if I'd want to take it again either. So there's Luke coming out of the whoop section. That's the lead right there. So you can see it's actually a huge lead now between Ump and Luke, 1st and 2nd. And Ump would have a second finish, but with that added bonus points from the heat win and from the extra points we added in the off season for getting a moto win, the overall at this point would definitely go to Luke unless Ump was able to pass him. If Ump somehow catches up to Luke and passes him, Ump would take the overall. And then Slaunch, as we already said, he's kind of out of contention at this point. It would have to take a miracle at this point for Slaunch to catch up. So let's see what happens on the white flag lap. Last lap around for Luke. If he takes this, he gets the overall victory here at Minneapolis. It would be his 2nd overall of the season. Last coming at Grizzly in a tiebreaker, I believe, or as close to a tiebreaker at least, between him and Fireball. So that could have been Fireball's overall, but Luke was able to steal it. And catching up to teammate Camby. So probably just going to take it slow around him. Rolls the triple because at that point you really don't have to triple it. I mean, it's not really worth the risk. Just taking the safe line, safe lap, and there you have it. Luke takes the 2nd moto. And then coming in 2nd is going to be Ump. And then 3rd with a solid race all moto long is Rebel. So we go through the rest of the order, waiting for them to come across the line. It looks like Detail is going to hold on to 4th, Fireball is going to get 5th, and Slaunch will take that 6th place position. He actually caught up to him. If there was 1 or 2 more laps, he probably could have passed them both. He was railing. Vulcan was 7th place. Not as good as his other moto, but, you know, still a good overall points night for Vulcan. Here we go. Here's the first moto podium shot. Hope you guys enjoyed the whole night. It was very, very fun to watch. Minneapolis definitely better than last season, in my opinion. I think this version was definitely cleaner, more consistent. So, hope you guys liked it. And we have a classic coming up next week with Road Atlantis. Definitely look forward to that. And see you guys there.